doing Shout to the Lord was an interesting thing. When I started listening to that CD, we were living in Nashville. That was probably about the hardest time I've ever had in my whole life. It was just really a desert experience, you know, wilderness. And so as I kind of came out of that time, I actually couldn't stand listening to that CD because it would remind me of that time. And I don't know if you ever had that experience, but music can have a real like timestamp effect on you. You hear a song you used to listen to when you were a kid and it feels like you're a kid again. So I kind of like stayed away from that project, and I really disliked listening to it. It was like, oh, it reminds me of those days. And so when I got done recording my first CD, the self-titled one, we went out and started playing on the road, and no joke, I felt like God told me to do Shout to the Lord, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. It just reminds me of nothing but bad, and it was like, just do this song. And every night we would play, we'd do that song, and it was like a whole different thing would happen. And we used to do it, we used to kind of do it like Led Zeppelin Kashmir. I just wanted to change it so it wouldn't remind me at all, and it was like, my Jesus. It was kind of funny, so it had this totally different sound to it. And then when I met Jeff Quimby, he said, hey, I got a studio at my house, if you want to demo something up. And I said, yeah, that'd be great. So we called this buddy of ours named Chris Donahue, who's a bass player, went over to Quimby's house, and just the three of us got together and demoed Shout to the Lord up. And that's actually the version you hear on the radio. We put it out, and it was just received really, really well. And that's a good example of doing a song that people had heard a ton in a totally different way, that kind of, you know, brings maybe a new life to it for certain people. You go, the other style wasn't for me. Do it in a different way, and sometimes that can be cool too. So that little riff kind of was what framed the sound of the song. Then we put the kind of the minor changes under that, where it kind of. A different feel to it. So obviously, you know, I think Darlene's a genius, and so it was really cool to be able to do that, and he redeemed it for me.
Never cease to burn.